All right, welcome inside the CAS studios for the John and Rich Sports Show. Kean Sports on the air, live. So let's explain the situation before I start this. So we just recorded the whole show, and there is no sound to it. I don't know what happened. I'm going to blame the people that came in front of me for messing with the buttons. So now Rob and Rich are gone. And I just realized that there was nothing. So I told Rob and Rich, I'll just record the show again by myself, an improvised version. So what we're going to do is just go down the list. I'm going to read you some stuff that happened in Kean Sports. I'm going to play the interviews that we have with Shannon, McCoy, Payce, Lange, Sydney Foresta, Casey Filiault, and Coach Mandy King. We'll get to all that, and then we'll be done. So let's start off with last night. So some good stuff because we had 2 wins last night for the men's and women's basketball team. The women's won 84-75 over Ramapo. They went to 4-0 in NJAC play. Tons of bench contributions, but it was Shannon McCoy leading the way. 24 points, I believe it was. 24 points, Payce Lange, 17 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for her. I think it's insane how many rebounds she gets as a point guard, and I asked her about it in the interview, so you'll hear her answer to that. Payce also won NJAC Player of the Week, averaging 19.5 points per game and 8.5 rebounds per game. On the year, she's averaging over 21 and 7 rebounds. So good stuff from her. They moved to 4-0 in the conference with the win over Ramapo, 84-75. So they're 4-0. I have the NJAC standings right here. There they are. Let's go. First, we'll go around the league in the women's game. Rutgers Newark beat William Patterson 79-64. Stockton. I'm reading the men's. I'm reading the men's finals. Okay, here we go. Here are the women's scores from last night. Obviously, Kean beat Ramapo 84-75. William Patterson beat Newark 79-48. Rowan over Stockton 94-65, and Montclair over New Jersey City 57-49. You have Rowan and Kean at 4-0, both of them. They play January 15th. Kean will go to a tournament in Virginia. They'll play at Cabrini. They'll play at Lehman, I believe. That's the schedule. Not in order. They play Cabrini, then go to Virginia for the tournament. But conference play will start up again in the first week of January. They host Stockton, and that's when NJAC starts again. So great stuff from them last night. They're getting tons of contributions off the bench, and it's been really fun to watch the team this year. And I got the interview right here, so take a listen to Shannon McCoy, Payce Lange, Sydney Foresta, Casey Filiault, and Coach Mandy King. Pace. Obviously, you're a very crafty scorer, averaging 22 a game, but one of the more impressive parts of your game is the way you're able to rebound as a guard, averaging close to 7 a game, a lot of them coming on the offensive end. What is your mentality when night in and night out you're being outsized underneath, but you still find a way to come up with the rebounds and keep possessions alive?
I think it has a lot to do with just working hard, and I don't think it has anything to do with size when you want it more than your opponent. So every game I want it more, and I'm not leaving without a championship. So that's how underneath, I don't care who you are, I'm going to keep fighting for it. And I think it's just sheer will.
Give me a sense what it's like playing for Coach Mandy for the last 4 seasons and the type of energy she brings to practices and games every night.
Well, one of the main reasons I chose Kean was because of the coaching staff. And throughout the 4 years of being here, I built a really close relationship with my coach. And I just, one of the things that attracted me to Kean was the energy and just, the family mentality that she strives to perfect every single day.
You're a senior playing in your final season. What would it mean to you to finish off your career with an NJAC championship?
I'm not leaving without one, so it would mean the world to me. Me and my team have worked very hard throughout the season, and every day we all have one mission, and that's why we work so hard in practice and off the court even, so we can work together in collective effort to get this NJAC championship that we have deserved for a while now.
Thanks, Payce. Casey, your first couple seasons here, you started 2 games, but to start this season, you've started all 6 games. How has your role changed on this team, not only on the court, but off the court as you become one of the veteran members on this team in your third year?
I think my experience has helped me throughout my 3 years. My freshman year and sophomore year, I played very important roles coming off the bench, and now my experience has set me over to play starting now.
Great game Wednesday night against Newark. 9 points, 13 huge rebounds, one short of a double-double of the points. I want to get your opinion from someone who was on the team last year. Was there some extra motivation before the game in the locker room to get the win, seeing how things ended against them last year?
Well, if I made any of my free throws, I could have been a double-double, but we'll get over that. Danielle Oakley was number 4 last year, and I have her number this year. She was really upset after we lost the Newark game, and we all were. And I think that getting that win for her, she definitely had a smile on her face on Wednesday night. And I think it also boosted our confidence as well. Like, we just beat the team that we lost to. Now we can do anything.
Thanks, Casey. Shannon, let's rewind to your freshman season where you won NJAC Rookie of the Year. How much confidence did Coach King instill in you right away by starting you 24 of 28 games in your freshman season, and how has that helped you this season?
Well, Coach definitely knew I had the potential to be able to play the way I did last year, and it did take me a little while to realize that, but she just let me fight through it. I had to learn to push through it, and I eventually, rose above to it.
I always say on the broadcast, shoot or shoot, and I equate that to you since you possess such a great shot. How do you approach the flow of the offense? Are you looking for your shot more first, or are you looking to take what the defense presents to you?
If my shot's open, I'll take it, but obviously you have to read the defense first, and you run through the plays, and you can either, work for that better shot, run the clock down, and just, if it's there, I'll take it.
Cool. Obviously, there was an adjustment to the college game for you last season, but when you figured it out, you were filling it up night in and night out. When did it start to click for you last season?
It kind of took midway through the season, and honestly, I really don't know what happened that it made it click. I think it was just, I had that one game, I did really good, and it was just like a confidence booster, and it, I realized that, I can, really, play, and, I just had to relax and play my game.
Thanks, Shannon. Sydney, your rebound average has gone up every season since you've been here. What kind of work do you put in during the offseason? I know you had the ankle injury last season. What kind of work do you put in during the offseason to prepare yourself for the athletes you compete with in the NJAC?
We do cougar workouts that I do over the summer. Last summer I had an ankle surgery, so I've been doing rehab and strengthening, not only my ankle but my legs in general, so I could jump.
Mm-hmm. Your first season to second season in a Cougar uniform saw a big jump in minutes. What was your approach to that when Coach called your number and started relying on you in the front court?
I tried to stay confident and calm and just do what she asked us to do, and I didn't really look at the minutes because it didn't matter from game to game. Whatever she needed, I just tried to step up.
I love this question for you because a lot of the stuff you do doesn't show up at the box score. How important is it to do a lot of the things that don't show up in the box score, like setting picks, diving on the floor for loose balls, making the extra pass? How important are those things to help a team out in big moments?
I think they're very important because it's a team sport. It's not just individual statistics and stuff like that. So if I help out my teammate, or if I set a screen for someone, for Shannon, and she hits a 3, it helps the team, not just myself. So.
Thanks, Sydney.
Welcome.
Coach Mandy King, since the beginning of the season, it seems like in almost every game you have someone come off the bench and making a difference. Against Brooklyn, it was Danielle. Against Newark, Sarah had some timely shots. What does this say about the depth of this team?
I think it just says so much about how unselfish our team is. We really do put the team first. And, we feel like as a coaching staff that we really can't call the wrong number because everybody has something to contribute. And it's pretty amazing because we have such firepower in our starting lineup, but I think our second lineup really challenges them every day. And, whatever they need, they'll come in and give us a huge lift, and it's made a big difference in league play. I think it's a big reason why we're undefeated right now. Mm-hmm.
Last year, your team played more of an underdog role in the conference, went on the great run to end the season. This year, you were picked to finish third in the NJAC. You're off to a 3-0 start, like you mentioned. Has the message in the locker room changed in terms of making sure your team knows you're getting everyone's best shot night in and night out?
You know, it really hasn't. I think we still have that underdog mentality. You know, we have a lot of experienced players that know how difficult this league is, and we know we're going to get everybody's best shot. But we kind of play with a chip on our shoulder that, you know, I think we feel like people thought maybe it was just a one-time thing that we went to the championship game last year, and we're just here to prove that, you know, we're here to stay. We really believe that it's our time, and we're going to lock in on the daily process of that until we get to cut down the nets in February.
How much fun has it been to see the development of your two seniors, Payce and Sydney, over the last 4 seasons on and off the court?
That makes me so emotional to think about because, you know, they came in with high aspirations as freshmen, and to watch them develop as young women and to become the tough leaders that they are, it's one of my greatest joys of coaching a team right now, and 2 of my favorite players all time. So, you know, to watch them be able to succeed, and especially on these big stages, you know, it's not only I'm just thrilled to be able to have this journey with them, and I love that you know, our team gets to learn from 2 of the best.
Great. So once again, thanks to Shannon, McCoy, Payce, Lange, Sydney, Foresta, Casey, Filiault, and Coach Mandy King for coming on the show and doing that interview. Awesome stuff. Love the answers. You could hear Coach King at the end, just see how tight-knit of a group they are, and I think that's why they win a lot. I think, you know, they're so close, and they're just great stuff. I love the answers Payce gave, how about the rebounding, how she wants it more, and she's not leaving without an NJAC championship. And I think, you know, that's the type of fire that the whole team plays with, especially Sydney. A lot of the stuff she does doesn't show up in the box score. That's why I asked her that question. She's example would be just last night. She took I think she took either an elbow or something to the eye. She had to leave for a little. She came back. She made some big shots, big free throws, got some big rebounds. It's, you know, a lot of heart on that team, and I think that's why they're going to have more success down the road. 4-0 in the NJAC, 6-1 overall, so good stuff for them. Let's move on to the men's game. And again, I know I'm going through a lot of stuff real quick. It's an improvised version of the show because the first version got messed up, and I got someone coming in behind me. But we'll go to men's real quick. They are now 1-3 in the NJAC. They got their first win last night, and it was a complete team effort, 89-83 over Ramapo. They shot 17 for 35 from beyond the arc. That is a heck of a clip. They were led by Jeff Cooper, 21 points. Miles Owens made some big shots. He had 14 points, 4-7 from beyond the arc. But my player of the game, Nate Lyles, 16 points, 7 rebounds. And, you know, it's not like eye-popping stats, but he made some big plays down the stretch in that game that were difference makers. He made some big rebounds. He had 5 offensive rebounds. He had a ton of second-chance points and just, you know, a ton of good stuff. And I think that's what Kean was missing. Listen, Kean's a good team. They got a ton of talent, but what they were missing were big plays down the stretch from, you know, it could be anyone. It just happened to be last night, Nate Lyles. He made big plays down the stretch. And I know that, you know, they're a young team, and sometimes the big plays aren't there, you know, the big veteran plays. Nate Lyles, he's a heck of an athlete. He's a huge player. He's only a sophomore, but he played like a senior last night. He made some big plays. Obviously, Jeff Cooper, the only senior on the team, hits 6 3-pointers to lead him in points, 21 on the night. So really good stuff. And thanks to Jalen Jamison, Kean had a top 10 play on SportsCenter. Take a listen.
Oh, hangs in midair, can't hit, and the rebound cleared by Gunn, and up ahead it goes to Cooper. Cooper, tough pass inside, almost deflected. Oh, what a pass by Jamison! The touch pass to Blunt. Oh, perfection from the reigning NJAC Rookie of the Year.
Don't let your waste trash New Jersey's waters. If you leave it on the ground, chances are the rain will...
So great stuff from Jalen Jamison there. Ignore that ad at the end. I don't know what happened there. But Yeah, Jalen Jamison, great pass. Got him on Sports Center. If you go on their Snapchat story, he was on there. And he got my voice on there, too. So shout out to Jalen for doing that. Beautiful touchback. He makes great plays every night. I mean, he could make Sports Center top 10, once or twice a month with the types of passes he throws. Incredible stuff. He had 10 assists last night to go along with 7 points and 5 rebounds. He really fills up the stat sheet. My man is a beast. But yeah, great pass to Kendall Blunt for the finish. That's your play of the night. And yeah, so Kean moves to 1-3 in the NJAC on the season. So we're going to speed it up a little here towards the end. Sorry about that, but we'll go to field hockey right now. 2 All-Americans selected to the second team, Jenna Petrone and Melissa Way. Melissa tied the single-season gold record with 28 on the season. The NJAC altogether had 7 All-Americans, including Way and Petrone, so that was impressive. Obviously, a great conference this year. Go to ECACs because Melissa won Offensive Player of the Year for that, and Jenna and Melissa both made first team as well for the ECACs. And Coach LaFran's ECAC Coach of the Year couldn't have happened to a better coach or a better person. She loves the game. She loves her team, and she led him to a phenomenal season this year. Obviously, made it all the way to the Elite Eight and lost to the eventual national champions, 3-time now national champions, Middlebury. But, so happy for Coach. She's a great, great person, great coach. She loves the game. And, yeah, all good stuff. Synop Sports, so Leslie was also named D3 Coach of the Year. And Jenna, Belly Reynoso, Melissa Way were all second-team selections. So shout out to the field hockey team for representing in the awards category. Let's go to football. Deshaun Reed, Dante Capanzoli were D3Football.com All-East Region selections. Capanzoli, who already won NJAC Defensive Player of the Year, made the second team, and Deshaun Reed, senior, made the third team. So that is also going back to field hockey real quick because I had a note that Rob gave me. Shout out to Rob. He's not here right now. But Jenna was the second player in program history to be a 2-time All-American. So that's awesome for Jenna Petrone and the field hockey program. Let's go to the women's volleyball. There's only one little note here. Not little, but only one note, so not a lot. Zoe Strozewski made first team all ECACs. She was really, really good this year. I just had her stats up, too. She had 407 kills, which was way over her previous season high of 260-something. So, and she's only going to improve because she's coming back for the senior season. So it's incredible to think that she'll get more than 407 kills, but she probably will, which is absolutely insane. Men's volleyball is coming up soon. We're going to have Coach Charlie on next week. They start their season January 17th. The Clash at Kean. They play Benedictine University, Stevenson, and Stevens. So I'm excited to interview Charlie, too, because, I watched a lot. The first time I ever called a volleyball game was this past fall when I called the game for women's volleyball and obviously called them throughout the season. Loved the game. Loved the pace it's played at. Tons of action, diving all over the court. Now we got the men's team coming up, starting their season after the new year. It should be fun to watch. Very excited. We're also going to have head coach of the men's basketball team, Adam Hutchinson, on next week, along with 4 of his players. Should be exciting. That's the final show next week. So kind of sad. Obviously happy. We're all happy the semester's ending, though. So we'll be back here next week. Sorry for the improvised show this week. Obviously some recording mishaps, but hey, stayed a little later. Got the job done, got the show done, got the interviews in. Thanks to the women's basketball team coming on. And we'll be back next week. This has been John Mastice on the Kean Sports Show. Take it easy, everyone.